I'm going to call this one The Great Awakening, a reflection on the moment to come. And I say the moment to come because we are closing in on it. It really is happening. And it's happening in a way that I always wanted it to happen, and I always thought it kind of would happen with someone who's just getting everything in check and making it happen, making people really snap out of it by showing a stark contrast between what things could be and what things should never be, but the way they were headed. And the way things were headed was disastrous. So I'm going to reflect on this artwork for 2020, and let's see what happens here. I'm not really sure. This isn't going to be my full-blown exploration of this artwork. And this artwork, The Great Awakening, the moment that good triumphs over evil, took me about 2.5 years. And with the lockdown, I was able to really dig in and complete it, which may have taken a lot longer if that hadn't happened. So that's one good thing. But also, before I go into it, I want to thank everybody that ended up purchasing this artwork. I can't thank you enough. That was, honestly, in my art career, that was the greatest moment I've ever had since I first drew when I was a young kid and really experienced how awesome it was then. And through the infinite experiences I've had, seeing you all like really embrace this artwork and purchase it in a way that no artwork that's ever happened with me before. I've always envisioned it could happen. And it was like by the time DDK shared it, Don't Drink the Kool-Aid, check him out. And by the time he shared it and it was at 10,000 views, it was the most successful artwork I ever had. And it was 10,000 views. There are people out there with millions. Like, it just really changed everything for me. It's not like it set off a trend of making a bunch of money or making a bunch of sales. It was very just boom, it happened, and it's tapered off since. But it was unbelievable, and I can't thank you all enough for sharing your positive feedback on it. And I hope it just keeps unraveling and unfurling in front of you all for generations to come. Pass this on. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. So I'm going to go with the artwork, talk about what's happening now, and we'll just see what happens. And because it is 2 days before Election Day, it is November 1st, and the world is really seems to be changing for the better. It appears, and I pray, that things are going the way they should. And this artwork is the moment that good triumphs over evil. So I think that moment is really coming. And so in the waterfall, there's the woman, the Mary, the mother of God, could be anything. These are all very symbolic. I want you all to take it in your own way. But this is kind of a glimpse into how I will take it. And it's not the full detail. It's probably going to be like a 2-hour video. But it's just a brief little glimpse. And so there's people praying. There's women opening up the rainbow, observing the spectrum. The guy has it kind of fully around his head while the woman behind it is just basically unfurling her rainbow. The two behind her, to the right this is, and the viewer's right, the two behind her are stabbing the eye. And that is like that Illuminati eye bull garbage that they've been pulling. That's like the heart of it. That stupid symbol of theirs that they, these are beautiful eyes, and they take it, destroy it, and they've put it over everywhere. I remember when I used to teach 2nd grade, and I was blown away by the fact that kids were drawing like eyes and Illuminati pyramids on the chalkboard, and teachers were letting them do projects on it. I was like, what is going on here? And this was the Obama era. That stuff, I haven't heard any of that since. It's gone. It's left culture. Culture's been decimated. And that's what this shows. So the central point is basically the present, the reality, our now, what's happening now. It's very symbolic, very beautiful, very magical. Not as much so as the left face, but the right face is the nasty one, the devil, the gross, Satan, the evil. And you can see by the pentagram, which I didn't make upside down just because I didn't even want to do that. But looking down from the way they are, the evil looking down, they see it that way, so that's fine. We don't. We want the beauty of it, which is the star, which is symbol they can't take. Coming out of it is the tongue. That guy with the sword right on the very left, kind of fading to the left behind the brain coral. The guy in the ocean with the brain coral, that's me. That's where I started. That's the first part drawn. The very center, the brain coral of the mind. That guy next to me to the right, chopping off the tip of the tongue. And that's what we've done. That is 100% what we've done. And I pray that after this election, people turn off their TVs entirely. Not only necessarily turn them off, but never. So it's all those CNN people, they need to go bankrupt. No one can even look at it. Don't even talk about it. Eradicate them from the press room. Done. I want to see all of this evil eviscerated. The one that's been allowed to build, it's been allowed. And as you can see, in comparison to the natural sides on the left, this right side is a construct. It's got the gluttony down there, many sins, technology, the cell phones, the deterioration, just the money, the gold, the quest for riches, the ego, the fashion, the medical industry. All of these are represented here on this side, and it's almost like a makeshift, like terrible favela structure that, you know, I'd rather be in a favela than what this evil tower is, and we have invaded it. The good has invaded it, whereas there's very few kind of relics and remnants of people that are just kind of in violent-ish situations or just kind of self-mutilation-y thoughts where they're changing. You know, that's what's in over here. That's what this is all about. Just nastiness, evil, and this kind of tunnel that you'll see to the right is kind of just like the corruption of what they try to do with the replication, try to make people all alike and create this other weird different beliefs. And you can see we're storming it. The people with the arms up on the right on the stairs, we're just storming this place. We're ready. We're done. We've had enough. The artwork is drawn. There's a lot of cool things in here. The cages, those little glass science experiments with the body, the ego, the TV, the syringe, the pill, all these things that have been corrupted and they've ruined. It's all like their little weapons, their little things, their trophies, things that they've done and destroying. And I love the guy to the left who's shedding his white coat, his like whatever, he's just like done. He's like, I'm done with this side. The defector. Below that is a kind of like a tool, a weapon to dig underground, because God knows what they do underground. In the darkness, they just keep digging, but as you can see, that machine's out of oil now. And these suits, I believe I predicted the kind of medical establishment joining forces with these dark, eyes wide shut as cultists, and the lotus still blooms inside there. They can't fight. It's almost like they couldn't cut that, and that's us, our purity invading them, and the hand coming up at that moment. They are basically invaded. They've been infiltrated by the power of the goodness. In this realm, you can see it right in the middle of the shot now is the firmament, the dome-ish thing that's just, I do believe our world is a sphere, and I believe it's unbearably more massive than what NASA tells us. Unbelievably. I wouldn't be surprised if it's millions, billions of times more massive. But I do think the sphere is a perfect shape. I do think we might be on a flat part of it. Not around the edges, around a flat part. Some kind of covering. Beyond that, all this stuff to the right, the stuff that we can glimpse. The different selves, the different senses of the utmost ultimate divine beings. And there's a bird on the top. You can see the giant bird, almost like the Quetzalcoatl, with his mouth over the I can't remember the name of that thing now. The shape. Something's cube. Metatron's cube, with that spermish almost creation coming out. It's basically like we've invaded them. We've invaded their tower. We've come out. All the spirits, everyone, all the divine forces are behind us. It's like we basically saved ourselves from a giant explosive comet like they tell us is possible, which I don't believe so. But this guy with the fist, this angel with the fist, is pounding, stopping the near imminent destruction, almost like The Fifth Element, that movie. And then the woman underneath, the love, the embodiment of love. It's here. These angels have breached the firmament, and they have entered this realm, embracing all of it. Like we are breaking it down and making it all one. With our knowledge of it, our perceptions of everything, and our abilities to grasp a lot more. And we are, in this time frame, this last 4 years, the Tartaria has exploded into the concept of reality, and people are just on a totally different mindset than we were before. It's really an amazing one, and it really came down to the fact that God, in the beauty of everything, is battling the forces of evil. Good is fighting evil, and it could never be more apparent. It's unbelievable. They can't even fake being good, that side, because it just runs in them. Their hate. The only reason to vote for Biden is hate, and it's sad, because these miracles are around us, and they're waiting to be discovered. Like, we need to... imagine if the way it is, science, history, everything has been compromised. So I like to express the potential of what could be. Are those stars distant glowing flowers? Are they crystals? Are they diamonds? Are they something unbelievably unfathomable beyond anything? Probably a concept. If they can eradicate a Tartarian or a historical group or tons of history from reality, imagine what they can do to everything else. They could elements. There could be like 20 different elements that we just in concepts and things we're capable of that we've just been lost to. Different things that are right next to us, capable of grasping, but they've shunned it out of us over the generations. Gene pulled it out of us. So we've got to remember the powers that be. And we love the sun, we love the moon. They are an incredible mystery. Trump's thing started with that ridiculous eclipse in 2016. I'll never forget that. That defied all logic. It was unbelievable. And my wife drew the moon, which is actually amazing too. She drew the moon and the Mary at the bottom underneath the fountain in the waters. And the alignment of that is perfect too, because the male and female are incredibly intertwined in the power of this. There's just us two, and you're one or the other, and they go together perfectly, and they create life, which is unbelievable. I can create amazing artworks forever. Nothing is as incredible as a life form. I know that now for a fact. And I absolutely love the artistic process. It is beautiful, which brings me to the part I was actually thinking about. This waters, so the healing waters, this is in the center, this is in our realm, this is in our reality. Kind of the ability to embrace all the natural elements like they used to, the springs. We need to like Trump says, and everyone should think, we need to purify our air, our water, our ground, our soil, everything. That is so important, and we have to set ourselves on the right path, and I believe we are. I absolutely believe it. Science cannot be compromised. People's research cannot be compromised, and the colleges and all these things need to get cleaned out as well. They are swampy and nasty, and the beauty of being and basking in the waters and just embracing reality, floating, just doing just unbelievable things, and that will keeps you alive forever. We are water. Water is the most beautiful. It is perfect. This beautiful realm that we're in. There's so much to learn, there's so much to do, there's so much to feel, so much to embrace, so much to see and experience that it's just, I pray we all live lives to be 120 and healthy to the second that we all die. And then we go to a realm that is unfathomably beautiful. And that is this, the guy walking over to the realm. Some go willingly, some don't. Sadly, I pray we all go the right way, because then nothing seems better than a beautiful entrance into the next realm, and it really is that. And there'll be guides along the way. It will probably feel more comfortable than anything we've ever felt. Maybe terrifying, unbelievably at first, because the loss of everything. People that have experienced that synthetically might have a better glimpse at it. But I have a feeling everyone, even if you've never experienced anything like that, I think none of us have, because it's so perfect. Can't be visualized in this realm, in this dimension. But it could be something amazing, and art lets us take it there symbolically and visually in a beautiful way. And so these are the guardians, the people in the next realm, the unbelievable palace beyond description, the trees, there's nature, there's beautiful animals, there's cliffs, there's an endless, infinite, everything goes on down forever probably. I love the structure of this drawing. It is a really, it's kind of just a massive of reality from everything. Symbolically. In this castle, just the walk basically down the hall, down the long pathway up the stairs towards the light, they inevitably go into that star form and come out into the next realm. Almost like there's a different realm in that realm after the purgatory. Maybe that's what that other part is. We can still go back, and there's everything. There's mermaids, there's different beings, different forms, flight. This is where a lot of the guys start to gain the ability to fly. Some are meditating, different fantasies are taking place, animals intertwined, power, electricity, different capabilities probably achieved. Who knows? And again, I don't think it looks like this, but these are just, I think this is just, I tapped into something here. Don't really know. But there's always more symbolic there than meets the eye. And we'll take a look later at the next video at the people dancing, but they're festive, they're happy, and that's what I hope we all feel like November 3rd. I hope it's just maybe not in that realm, but in the just realm in general. And the orbs that they're having are their unique self and their unique mastery and magic before they get to the next realm. They go into that little thing, sit in the yoga position, and they get blasted into the next beyond realm. And is that realm the last realm? Nope. But there's a golden pillar to the left with the guy with the sword, those guardians. They're kind of like the giants. I do believe that there were giants, and I believe that there are a lot of the things represented in art may still be out there beyond our realm, and either way, they're in another realm, another dimension. There's so much to learn. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's why these crystals kind of represent that. They represent like the knowledge, the power, the magic, the brilliance, which we can't even comprehend. The guy at the very top is basically maybe even entering nirvana, where you explode out of the spectrum into the just pure light. To the left, the eye in the upper left corner, the angel's getting closer to that spot in the distance. This whole lotus kind of palace-y, tunnel-y depth. I don't know, I just love the way this flower of just came to be. And I wonder what what's up there, what's beyond the realms, what's in the next thing. How long does it continue? Forever, I pray. And either way, just the thought of all this stuff. I can't imagine being like an atheist or a nihilist or something, and just never really letting the imagination go into the realms where clearly artists and people of the past went deep into, in ways that just other things like mushrooms and natural substances or meditation or art can take you to all these different realms. It's like, who are we to think that there isn't something greater than us? We've been taught that the evil side has been just polluting the egos of so many people with all these social medias and all this nonsense that makes them just think about themselves in really shallow and pathetic ways, when there's so much to figure out. There's so much mysteries we've been left with. I really believe underneath us is everything. Inside us is infinite potential. Underneath the ground we see, which is all very fresh trees and everything everywhere, it's almost as if the world we live on is like 100 years old or 200 years old, and underneath us is an ancient masterpiece of just a beautiful construction that probably holds the keys to our divinity, our sacred ancestry, and just or the gods, the deities, the people that control this realm, people that maybe built the afterlife, defined the afterlife, designed it, and maybe like who. There's so much beauty, so much potential, and that's what our future is going to have. And I love when Trump uses the word potential, which is one that I've always used. The only word that he's left to use is renaissance, and I think he will probably start to use that as it starts to happen, as we take over the arts and the creative elements and the musics again, and make rock stars happen again, and make people be worshipped for their talent, or not worshipped, but respected for their talent, instead of the depressing avenues that pop culture has gone down, and the racism, it's nonsense. We're so beyond that. It's ridiculous. It's the only people that are still in that are the media. They're the only racist pigs out there, and they're just race baiting everyone to hate and divide. It's just, we're all seeing through it. We've all never seen through it so strongly. They pushed their buttons. They pushed all of us way too far with this COVID fiasco and everything that's associated with it. Their power hungriness has never been so obvious, and they're willing to kill us for it. It's time we fight back. And I have a feeling Trump and his mastery is going to unleash beauty by getting rid of this evil, and this tower is going to fall. And maybe we'll keep it and just we'll just salvage it, or just keep it there to remember. We don't have to tear down our things. We keep it there to remember the way the world went, and how we never want to go back, because there's no need. The evil is just ending. Its time has come and gone. There's no need for it. There never will be again. And I really think that's the way it was in the past, and that's the way it's going to be in the future, thanks to us, thanks to our generation, who I believe we were all really groomed for this, through everything, through the divine. I think that it's all our stories, a lot of the creative, we got to thank all the creative people of the past that snuck through and were able to feed our imaginations with the will to do whatever it takes to prevent evil from taking over a good, beautiful, and perfect universe that we know nothing about in comparison to the absolute miracles and extreme potential of beauty and intricacy and everything that is out there. There's so much, and why not? Why not explore it together? We are experiencing the Great Awakening. This is it. and it is going to get a lot better. This is the start of a unification, a harmony that's going to be more perfect than anything we've ever experienced, and our bodies will truly feel it. Our souls and spirits, everything, the earth will truly feel it and appreciate it. I know it. So do what you all got to do. Bless you all. Bless everyone out there. And if you want this art, find me. I'll leave the link below. You all are so awesome. Thank you.